All right, welcome back to another TFT Galaxy podcast, episode 15, where we high press on the news and the tactics of the club we love, the LA Galaxy. Today, we're covering preseason camp before the Galaxy begins. Zanka is gone. Nascimento returns. What are the Galaxy going to do to replace Riqui? And much, much more. I'm Eric.
I'm Chris.
Welcome back. We're a little late this week. Blame Chris.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is my fault. So
we had some scheduling conflicts.
I'll take the blame.
All right, so Galaxy report for preseason camp. We said this was going to happen. Briefly, just to recap everything of as far as where we're at, schedule-wise, Galaxy play a preseason game Sunday, February 8th that anyone can go to. That's coming up. And then Wednesday, February 11th. So the Sunday, the 8th, LA Galaxy is playing Chicago Fire at 10 a.m. in Coachella. You can buy passes to that. And they are playing Wednesday, February 11th against St. Louis City at 11 a.m. and you can buy passes to that. So the camp is going. And I think I read about a closed door scrimmage. They'll probably be doing a couple of those that we won't hear too much about. But
yeah, I think that's the 22nd, I want to say, against Portland.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It was against Portland. So you might be right.
I don't think it's happened yet.
No, definitely not yet. They just reported. And then as far as season and games that mean anything, we have the first game on February 19th. The LA Galaxy versus Sporting San Miguelito in CONCACAF Champions Cup at 5 p.m. And you can see, if you're watching, the schedule on the screen right there for the first 7 games of the season, including opening of the regular season on February 22nd against New York City. So either way, they reported camp, and someone was missing in camp, and that person was Zanka, and they did show Zanka in some preseason stuff, kind of like towards the end of the season, like he was still there, but he is not there. And the rumor mill is Zanka and Galaxy have agreed to part ways. He's going back to Belgium. This report comes out of Belgium by some reporter in Belgium saying that Zanka is returning to Belgium somewhere and that he's agreeing to part ways with the Galaxy. I mean, we were hoping this was going to happen.
Yeah.
By the way, this is not the Galaxy buying out Zanka.
No.
That would be them giving him $600,000 to leave. The problem with that for Zanka is it's this weird thing again, right? We got these MLS roster rules. Galaxy don't own his contract. MLS owns his contract. So if the Galaxy pay him off, he's still under contract to the league. Mm-hmm. So if Zanka actually wants to leave the league, he has to agree with the Galaxy to mutually part ways.
Okay.
Otherwise, he's stuck in the league. Someone else could say, well, we'll take him, and then he goes there.
So weird.
It is weird. It is very strange. So the only way for Zanka to leave is to agree to part ways with the Galaxy. And that doesn't necessarily mean the Galaxy don't pay anything. It just means maybe they pay him less. Maybe they pay him the whole $600,000. I don't know, but they're ripping up the contract, and he's out of here. This is not official. We don't know anything about this besides he's going to be gone. It looks like he's not there.
Oh, wait, I thought this was I thought it was done deal.
Nothing official.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. This is all around the internet. All around the corner, but this report here is from Total Galaxy, right? This is Galaxy has not reported this. Of course, the way Galaxy reporting things, we may never know. This might be the only news you ever get to hear about this, which is infuriating to me. The closed, lack of transparency in what's happening in MLS with probably every team as far as contract and rosters and payments and who's leaving, who's going, you never know. It's ridiculous, but he's leaving. I think that's very good news. He was on the books for $600,000.
That's a big chunk of cap space that opens up now with him not being there.
Okay, maybe. Or maybe Galaxy spent that money already. This is the problem. This is the problem with the lack of transparency. We have no idea how much salary cap, TAM, and GAM the Galaxy currently have. And by the way, the Galaxy wouldn't know that, because if you go 2 DPs only, which is what we have right now, if you go 2 DPs only, you get $2 million in extra GAM
Ooh.
from the league.
Oh,
$2 million.
okay.
If you decide to sign a DP in summer, so you're like, okay, well, we're going to wait.
So like halfway through the year.
And and he comes in July, like Son did for LAC. If we wait, we can spend up to $1 million in GAM before that. So you get half of that essentially.
Okay.
So that's something the Galaxy have to kind of decide. Are they going to sign a DP right now? Or are they going to wait, which gets them another $1 million to spend on roster? Or the third option is don't get a DP, go four U22s. So right now we have 3 U22s. We have Aude, Nascimento, who is returning. And we'll talk about that a little bit later in detail. But who's the other one? Sanabria?
Harbor Miller.
No, definitely not Harbor Miller.
Really?
I think it's Sanabria.
Okay.
So those are our 3. We could sign a 4th, which is basically like a DP slot. You can pay them a ton of money, and it only counts for like $150. And the Galaxy would get $2 million more to build the roster.
Wow.
But here's the problem with all this. We don't know. Did the Galaxy spend? Did they make this decision already? Did they already spend this money? Where are we at on cap space? Where are we? No one knows. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's difficult to keep up as like forget if we were doing this, like just as a fan.
Yeah.
Just as someone who's interested in the team,
Yeah.
going like, okay, what's going on? You know, what do we have cap wise,
Right.
money wise, whether it's monopoly money or not, we'd still like to know what is happening on the money side, at least in terms of we have this much money to play with.
Right.
And we plan on doing, you don't even have to say what you plan on using it for. Just we plan on using this much money to strengthen the roster. Done.
Correct. Which is crazy because if we consider ourselves experts, and I would consider ourselves experts in as far as the Galaxy go and the Galaxy history and all that, just a layman Galaxy fan, your work buddy goes, hey, are the Galaxy going to sign anybody? How much room they got? Well, if they do this, they have $1 million. But if they do this, they got $2 million. But we don't really know how much they spent. He's going to be like, what are you talking about? Like, what's the cap space? Well, there's like 3 different cap spaces and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. So,
and by that time, our layman Galaxy or our layman soccer friend is just going, yeah, I don't want to listen to this anymore.
What a stupid league.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fair enough. But so he's gone. $600K in cap space. It is coming our way. Whether we spent it or not, only God knows. But we do know he's gone, which is, we were kind of worried we had too many center backs, which probably means Yoshida's staying.
Yeah.
I would guess.
Mm.
But we'll get to that center back position in a second here. But we got that. Let's go to the next bit of news, which is, I think, probably a little bit bigger. Nascimento returns on loan to the LA Galaxy as a U22 player. Now, what does that mean as a U22 player? It means he only counts for, I think, like $150,000 to the roster. So whatever they pay him, whatever their deal was with Botafogo and how much they have to pay, it only counts for $150,000. So I think that's a steal for Nascimento.
Okay. Well, so let's forget about the money side of it for a second.
Okay. Before you say what you're going to say, because I think I know what you're going to say, this is still all rumor. None of this is confirmed. He's back. We know he's coming back, but we don't know the terms of the contract in full right now.
No. Forget about all of that. Let's look at it from the side of, does this look like a move that is the Galaxy going for someone that could play the 10, or do you see that as this is a pure panic signing?
I think this is what you kind of said last week. I think the Galaxy are just following the plan they set up previously. I think their plan all along was Puig returns, Nascimento returns, and that's what we go with.
Okay.
I think that's what their plan was.
All right.
I don't think they have deviated since the Puig injury. And maybe they were kind of already locked into this thing and it was just announced. Either way, I don't think this is in response to a Puig injury.
Okay.
I think this is just what they were going to do all along. They were going to bring him back.
Okay, so
because it is, to be honest, I mean, that's a steal. $150,000 for Nascimento on your books. Now, granted, you can have done that with any U22. So you could have went and got a different U22 and did the same thing. Now, the thing that is here that a lot of people that is being reported that might shock you is what is being reported as the terms of this contract, which is if Nascimento plays in 50% of the Galaxy's games or starts, I think it was starts in 50% of the games.
I thought it was just play.
Maybe play. Either way, it's ridiculous, right? $6 million, that triggers a thing in the contract that requires the Galaxy to pay Botafogo $6 million and outright buy Nascimento.
And that is a no questions asked. Like,
right.
If once he plays that game that takes him over that 50%, Botafogo gets a check for $6 million.
Right. Now, sounds bad. Sounds like bad business. But I will say this. That would not count against the salary. U22 transfer fees and stuff, they don't count towards the salary. So that really doesn't affect the longevity of the Galaxy. It's just, obviously, it's money the Galaxy have to spend. But again, this is rumor. This might not be true. This is just rumor. And it was reported as $7 million before. So are you telling me Botafogo under financial pressure lowered it to $6 million for the LA Galaxy? And the guy said yes. They probably should have worked a little harder and lowered it more. But again, we have no idea what's happening behind the scenes, right? This could be, well, Nascimento's not going to play half the games. We already have something else lined up. He's going to be cover.
Yeah, and they
can manage that, right?
That was going to be a question I was gonna bring up, because say he is a coverage, say he's, two out of every 3 games, say Christian Ramirez as of now is playing up there for 1 game. Nascimento is going to be up there for a game, but it's going to be Paintel's spot. Say that's a thing. If one of them goes down with injury, if you're playing more games, say you make a deep Champions Cup run, say you're deep into the playoffs, hopefully that's the case. Like, if you look at this and go, say Will Kuntz is not even planning on getting anywhere near, or he knows, all right, we're going to take it up to that 49% mark and shut him down. What happens though what happens, how do you plan for this? If you're Greg Vanney, do you go it's, we have him, but we know that we're only going to have him for every 3rd or 4th game?
These are great questions, and there's no answers to them, right? Because you need what are the Galaxy thinking? Where's Greg Vanney at? Where's Greg Vanney? Here's a good question for Greg Vanney. Where's Greg Vanney at on Paintsel?
Yeah, and we also said that this year might be Vanney coaching for his job. What if Nascimento goes on a run, and in order for Vanney to solidify his job, he goes,
we got to pay it.
But now this could potentially, if this is all true. Okay, so number one, this all has to be true for this to all happen. But what if he and Will Kuntz get to the thing of Will Kuntz goes, you better not do this, and Greg Vanney goes, it's either we make the playoffs
on the sideline. He just calls an audible and throws him in for his over 50% game.
This could cause more ripple effects that have long term on the field. I'm just saying, these are all things that can potentially come up.
For sure. But I would hope the Galaxy are better organized than that.
You would like to hope so, but also
either the Galaxy is willing to pay. They see this and go, whatever, okay. Maybe either A, they believe in him, or B, they believe they're in such a bad spot that they have to do this. Or they already have something else in their minds. Greg Vanney's already told them, I'm going to use Paintsel a lot of times at forward anyways. We're working on another midfielder coming in, or we're working on a DP forward, or working on... I'm with you. There needs to be... If you don't count Paintsel as a forward, which Greg Vanney basically has not in the last couple of years, he's played him there in emergency situations only. Mm-hmm. If you don't count Paintsel as a forward, then we need a third.
Yes.
Because things happen, man. Mm-hmm. And injuries happen. Nascimento was injured for part of the year, and you can't go out there with one forward. So I don't
Right.
know. I have no idea what they're going to do, and we have no idea how much money they have to do it. So who knows? I have no idea.
All we can kind of do is speculate
We
with the
have-
information we have.
We have rumors. We have rumors that point us both ways. So let's talk about the first rumor. Let me see if I can bring this up. I don't know who this is. It's opening right now. Here we go. So Total Galaxy again says the LA Galaxy are targeting an attacking midfielder on loan, possibly a U22. So this would push us into 2 DPs only.
Okay.
If they go out and get an attacking midfielder at U22, we get $2 million additional to spend, but you cannot sign a DP. So this is an option. They may do this. In this same thing, another rumor says a name being thrown out there is Gio Reyna.
I've heard this. I've heard this from multiple sources.
So Gio Reyna always appears to be on the outs worth wherever he's at. What would you be excited about if the Galaxy got Gio Reyna? Would that excite you?
It would excite me.
It would.
Yes.
You don't have any
I'm thinking
I don't know what to say here. Any
Well, in a purely on the field soccer sense, it's really exciting. It's really exciting.
Well, the guy can play.
And that's my first thing.
Don't worry. It's good.
Is on the field, he's very exciting to watch. He's very talented.
Yes.
And
he can do a lot of things that Riqui Puig did, right? Break lines,
Yes.
score goals. He's pretty mobile.
Yeah, and he knows he's played against high competition. He's played and all these things. And then, like you said, as I think you were going to allude to, you think about, wait a second, why has he been on the outs in so many different situations?
Everywhere he goes, every year.
Yeah, it's weird. So
we know now that at the last World Cup, they took a vote between all the players and all the staff. Should we send him home? And he stayed by like 3 votes. That means half the people in the U.S. national team camp last World Cup voted to send him home in the middle of the World Cup. That's how bad his attitude was.
Yeah, that's
bad. Like, how bad does it have to be for some of your teammates to say, send him home? I'm voting to send him home. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
so
knowing
I don't know.
all that.
I don't know how excited I'd be, because is he going to throw a bunch of attitude? Is he going to be a little baby? Is he going to? I don't know, man. He's definitely skill wise. I'd have absolutely no problem. He's an amazing player. That's never been a question.
That's where I am, and I hope it's something that
maybe Greg Vanney. We know Greg Vanney knows Daddy Reyna, right? He knows Claudio. Maybe they have a good relationship.
Hopefully.
Of course, the Reynas and Berhalters were best friends, so
that
didn't really matter. So that's an option. I don't really. Is there? And Griezmann again is coming up in the news about moving. This time it's
down to Mexico.
Down to Mexico, but in that same article, it's also mentioning possibly MLS as well. So the Griezmann stuff is still there, which I think would be an amazing if Galaxy can do that, would be incredible.
I think with the Griezmann stuff, it's gonna be one of those things that you're gonna hear it. You're gonna know when it happens, in terms of where he's going.
It is really funny that we don't know anything right now.
And I know what I just said is one of those things where it's like, well, duh, you're gonna know where he's going, but I say that because he's been all over the map of where he's gonna go. That's outside of Spain. And we've heard so many different things that it's just like, tell with it. Once it becomes official, then I will believe that he's actually leaving Atletico.
I mean, it's just constant rumors all the time, right?
Yeah, especially with him.
So I was opening something up here. I don't know why the monitor keeps going off, but the transfer window opens on January 31st. So it's not even open right now. That's why you're seeing a lot of MLS people sign, and you're hearing rumors about other people signing, but you're not getting like anyone from outside the league confirmed yet. So
okay. So this is just a transfer. This is just for the transfer window for the
they're
MLS.
like a green, right? MLS
Okay.
transfer window. So they're a green in principle, maybe or something, but
Got it.
they can't officially be on your roster until Friday, January 31st.
Got you. Okay.
So there's some time for the transfer window to open up. So Griezmann is there. Rain is there. Zendejas is kind of what we talked about last time. There's been no movement or anything on that. We talked about the dream of getting.
You're talking about your dream?
No, not that dream.
Okay.
The attainable one, possibly. Juve's
Weston McKennie.
Weston McKennie. He's being linked with a ton of Premier League clubs and stuff right now, so he's gonna have a ton of offers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about the strength of that. Here's another one. Someone's leaving San Diego
After 1 year.
after 1 year.
Yeah,
we have no idea what happened, but something very bad happened in the locker room. Clearly, Chucky Lozano has been told they don't want him anymore.
Yeah.
They need to offload him in some way or some. I mean, he can transfer, and it would be a DP player. But I imagine on this, you can get San Diego to pay. I mean, he's on the outs at San Diego. Everyone knows that, so they have no strength of position.
Yeah.
Would you take Chucky Lozano?
I think it's literally it might be the same situation we just talked about with Gio Reyna. Is like on the field, when you take everything away, would he be extremely helpful, and would he help the club be successful and get to where we need to be? Absolutely. But again, if it's one of those things where in the locker room behind the scenes, it's just such a big headache.
But he hasn't that hasn't followed his career. I mean, he's been at Napoli for a while. He's been on the Mexican national team. I haven't heard anything about this before this. And we don't know. They're very closed lips, as they should be, quite honestly, and professional about whatever happened behind the scenes. That should stay between the club and the players, which is, I think, a good sign from San Diego, keeping all that under the wraps. But I don't know. I mean, he's looking for a home, and it's not very far, and we need an attacking player.
Yeah, as a player, it would be great.
He can't really play out-and-out striker, right? I mean, he's usually been a wide player his whole career.
Wider kind of, yeah.
Could he play that? He's never played like a
I don't think
right?
as a natural position. I think it's one of those like he is capable of playing it, but you would make sure that he's not playing there unless you absolutely needed him to.
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, there's been no rumor linking him with LA Galaxy, but you got to imagine, like we said last week, Will Kuntz has got to be calling everybody and anybody to see, does anything make sense?
And I think Will Kuntz is right now is just trying to just throw anything at the wall, and if something sticks, it's like, okay, let's see.
Man, I really hope I really hope behind the scenes there is some plan forming and taking shape, right? It's a tough position, so I don't even care what it is. If it's a U22, attacking player from Uruguay or something, and that's the plan and that's what they're doing, I would take a lot of solace in the fact that at least they have something going forward, and they're going to say, well, then we're going to use that extra $2 million GAM and we're going to spend it here. There has been talk a lot or on forums and in discussions and stuff of if they did that, I mean, you could go sign an attacking midfielder U22 and then re-sign Fagundes with the $2 million you get, and then you still have $700,000. I see a lot of people talking about that. I don't like that.
I don't.
I do, like I said, I do like Fagundes. I just think he's not a right fit for the Galaxy right now, for the Galaxy or him. I think he should move too. I think he should be looking to move too, to a place that makes more sense for him.
Yeah.
So, or we're going to wait till, or we're going to sign a DP right now, like we have something lined up. Good, I'm glad. Or I would even be okay. I would not be happy. I think we're in trouble if this is the plan, but at least it's a plan. We're going to wait till July, and we're going to try and do a big DP signing in July. The problem is, will we be dead in July already?
Yeah, that's crazy, because
I think that might be it.
If that's the plan, you have to bank on the players you already signed, which
the same exact offense. You're banking on the same exact offense minus Iron Man Fagundes, who played every minute pretty much. So now you don't have him. So as much as we say like, well, I hope we don't re-sign Fagundes, clearly he was one of the play. We are a worse team right now for not having him on the field. I just think we can do better than him. But not having him, not changing the offense, and saying let's stay pat till July and see if we can survive, that scares me, man.
Yeah, it scares me too.
So
considering what happened last year, but you think of all the strengthening that happened, you think of everything that was done to make sure that goals are not being scored against Galaxy, that at least is a step in the right direction. And if, like I said, after the Justin Hack signing, if now it's one less thing to worry about, and it's just, okay, let's focus on how we can create opportunities and score goals, that makes Vanny's job easier. That makes certain players' jobs easier. So,
okay, so I think I know your answer to this, but looking at the roster right now and the roster last year, you would say we're stronger right now than we were last year.
Top to bottom, yes.
Okay. How many wins do you think that translates into? How much stronger do you think, if you had to give a number to it?
Well, let's see.
Are we a playoff team? Let's just make it easier. Are we a playoff team as we are right now? What do you think?
Yes, I do. I do think so, especially because
then
things were found out towards the end of last year.
Sure. If that's true, then I think and if that's true and that's what the Galaxy believe, I don't know if I believe that. But if that's true and that's what the Galaxy believe, then I think they're perfectly fine saying, let's wait till July. If we think we're a playoff team now, let's wait till July when all the contracts are up and get someone we truly want and make a push.
Yeah. And it's one of these things where I know it's not the greatest tactic in the world, but you think about it, you look and you go, there's no way Peck's going to go down for as long as he did at the beginning of
You got to believe Peck is going to be a better player this year than he was last year.
Yeah.
You have to, right?
Well, and just in terms of people being injured, right? It's like there's no way this is going to happen.
Nascimento was injured.
Yeah.
Peck was injured. Sanabria was injured.
So you look at it and you go, there's no way it's going to happen twice.
Yeah.
We also said that, and Ricky's having another ACL surgery.
I think the main problem with staying pat and thinking we're a playoff team right now is we're putting on an awful lot on Marco Royce's shoulders, and I don't think he can play the minutes that people think. I don't think he could be the 10 game in, game out.
I don't think he can do. I don't think he can be the Iron Man that Fagundes was in terms of just minutes played.
So what do we do when Royce is tired at the end of games, or he needs a rest? Like he needs a day off. It's a Wednesday, Sunday or something, and he needs that Wednesday off. Who plays 10?
This is where the emergence of Elijah Winder last year, I think, starts to come into its own and starts to get even bigger, because a player like that, where now you go, hey, just keep going forward and maybe causing a little bit of chaos, adds a little bit of a different dynamic right behind whoever the forward is.
Yeah. Like he plays almost like a false 9.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing a 10. He was kind of playing a false 9.
Yeah. And whether it's a Christian Ramirez, a Nascimento, if Peck slides in, he adds a little bit of different dynamic, but he adds a dangerous attacking threat from a deeper position. And that could be a very good and it's not a long-term replacement. It's not a long-term solution, no. But if the plan is we get to July and we get after the world, we come back after the World Cup and fill the position, he and Marco Royce could be those two that make sure that spot is filled proper, at least filled enough to get the Galaxy to July with a chance to make it into the playoffs.
I think enough people agree with you, and I think Galaxy might agree with you. I, however, do not, because I just don't think Marco Royce is gonna be able to give the minutes. And as much as I did like what I saw from Elijah Winder, he's untested. So you're banking on Marco Royce giving solid minutes. In this setup, Marco Royce has to play solid minutes, like a significant amount of minutes. Mm-hmm. And Elijah Winder has to be consistently good. And those are two things that are not like just out and out facts for me, right? There's a lot of question marks on both those statements. and banking your season on it is a little scary.
I will disagree with the Elijah Widener not being tested. I just don't think the sample size is big enough.
Right, that's what I mean. Like his consistency can't be guaranteed.
That's fine. But in terms of can he do it against MLS competition for more than just a game, he definitely can when we saw it. And we saw it against a team in FC Dallas who at least, was mathematically very close to that last playoff spot. Whether they played like it or not, that's a whole different thing. And that's an FC Dallas podcast that could tell you about that. But I do think that doing it against competition, and it's not just garbage time competition. It's not just we're playing this to see the season out and we're trying other people. He's playing against competition that could have gone to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now can he give that over more than just 5 games?
Yeah. That's the concern.
I think that's what this year is going to show us a lot about. But we'll have to wait and see until the season starts.
All right. Well, maybe a bit of bad news. Another rumor popping up is Internacional is interested in LA Galaxy center back Carlos Garces. Please, Galaxy, don't get rid of Garces.
If this is true, and I'm Will Kuntz, and I get a call about Garces right now, I just tell everybody to go kick rocks.
Right.
No.
I hope so.
Go away. I don't. Well, okay. I don't say that. I go, okay, you want him, you're going to pay me a hefty fee for him. And if you cannot match this number to the penny, yeah, no, go away. I don't want to talk about
I certainly hope so. I hope the Galaxy don't see this as an opportunity to like, okay, we already have Hawk and Glesnes, so now we're going to sell him. You need support in that back line. We need speed in that back line.
And we talked about how great it is that you can do certain things where Glesnes, Garces, Justin Hack are on the field at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And
possible.
It's possible based off of the versatility of Justin Hack, but with Garces gone, now you've made Hack a single dimensional player,
right. or things. I mean,
center back.
I don't think people sometimes understand like injuries, yellow card accumulation. This stuff just is guaranteed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So Glesnes is going to be. It makes sense to have Glesnes off the field sometimes. It makes sense to have Hack off the field sometimes. It makes sense to have Garces off the field sometimes, just to rest and rotate. And there's going to be yellow card. Well, we know Garces will be on yellow card accumulation.
Yeah, and say once that 5th yellow card comes in game number 5, maybe
probably.
Well, you're gonna have to do it. Well, again, and for Justin Hack, for Glesnes, I mean, these things, like you said, these things just happen, and having players like this, it's not we play 11 guys with 6 substitutes, and that's all we're gonna hold. Like you gotta have a 25, 28 man rotation, especially now that we're playing other competitions.
Yeah. So the way the center backs are right, so Yoshida stays, right? Is that what you read into all this? Zanka gone, Yoshida stays?
Yeah.
What's Yoshida's role?
That's a good question.
Right? I mean, like, if I was Yoshida, I would be in that office talking to Greg Vanney. Okay, cool. What's my role? I mean, I'm perfectly happy to keep Yoshida as a mentor and a good locker room guy.
And what he can be? He can be, late in a game where
he's great in the air.
You're getting pressed. You're trying to keep a win, and you just throw him on and just go, hey, anything in the air, you're going to go win it. Ball gets close to you. Let's just put it into row F. And
is he okay with that? Is my question.
That's a big thing.
And right, and he's a captain
for now.
So we need a new captain. Who do you think the captain is going to be?
I don't have an answer. I really don't have an answer.
It's got to be Royce, right?
I don't have an answer.
I don't think they'd give it to Hack or Glesnes coming in as a first-year player. Well, it wouldn't be Hack. It'd probably be Glesnes as a veteran center back. Maybe. I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't have.
But I don't know what this means, because we already have the issue of finding room for 3 center backs in Hack, Glesnes, and Garces. We haven't even talked about what happens to Yoshida.
Yeah.
We can run that, very rare 4 center back formation. 6 backs, 4 center backs, and 2 wing backs. Invert that pyramid.
Oh God.
So I don't know who. Okay. When are we going? We have. Let's look at this. Let's do our best job with this. We play a game that everyone can see on February 8th. Who's your center back pairing on February 8th? Not yours. Who do you think the Galaxy are going to start at center back on February 8th?
Hack and Glesnes. I think that's who they're going to start.
Ooh, really?
I think so.
I asked the question, and now I'm trying to think of an answer, and I don't have one.
They're shiny new toys. Play with them. Like, come on.
I'm gonna say it's going. Oh man, I think it's gonna be Garces Glesnes.
Okay. Hack in the midfield. Or Hack not on the field.
Let's go one position at a time here. Okay. We'll have to write this down. We'll have to watch this video. Your left back on February 8th.
John Nelson.
I agree. John Nelson. Right back.
Cuevas.
Yamane.
Okay.
6.
Sanabria.
Sanabria over Surreal on February 8th?
Honestly. Okay. 6'8", 8'6", interchange them. Two holding midfielders, Surreal, Sanabria.
You're going Surreal, Sanabria,
Yes.
6'6" or 6'8". I'm going Hack, Surreal.
Okay.
10.
Royce.
Okay, agreed. Right mid,
Peck.
agreed. Left mid,
Paintsel.
agreed. Striker,
Christian Ramirez.
Nascimento.
Okay.
And loser has to buy a beer.
Okay.
So just save that money up, because you're definitely going to lose. But you see,
hold on, Mitrovic or Marcinkowski is the goalkeeper.
Mitrovic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mitrovic too.
And in case we tie, no, we can't tie.
We can't tie. It's 11.
Okay.
I mean, we can. We kind of can.
Okay. Score line, just in case we do tie. LA Galaxy for Chicago Fire. Score line for the tiebreaker in case we're wrong equal number of times.
Do you want to go score line, or do you want to go total goals?
Oh, let's go total goals.
Total goals, 4.
3.
Okay.
What a stupid game. Okay. But I just wanted to illustrate too, there are some selection issues that the Galaxy are going to have, that Greg Vanney's going to have.
Yeah.
And we're not sure how he's going to line up. Even the two of us disagree on plenty of things, right? Mm-hmm. The Cuevas versus Yamane thing. We both want Cuevas. I think Yamane is still going to play there. He's making $800,000 a year. I think he's going to use him. Left back could be Nelson or Aude. We both think Nelson, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if Aude leapt over Nelson in the pecking order. I think Surreal's going to play.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
It's just a matter of, does Hack play with him? Does Sanabria play with him? Does Winder play with him? Who's playing with him?
Yeah.
Which brings up the biggest question is, where is Hack going? Nascimento or Christian Ramirez? Well, I think it's Nascimento just because Vanney chose him over Christian Ramirez down the stretch. Peck or Peck? I think I'll go with Peck. And then Paintsel or Paintsel, and I think I'm going to go with Paintsel on that one. But there are some things that we have to learn. I'm sure Greg Vanney has a plan, but we have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
Do you think the Galaxy would possibly I haven't answered this because I've thought about it. But do you think the Galaxy would possibly go with a 3-back system?
Yeah.
People argue they have the personnel for it. Clearly, right? They have center backs.
Oh yeah.
They have wing backs.
Yep. And that could be a world where you could play Justin Hack, Glesnes, Garces, and Yoshida all on the field at the same time in a 3-back system.
I don't think they would all play, but
it is entirely possible.
The argument here comes from we have all those center backs, right?
Yes.
And we have good wing backs, and Harbor Miller, Cuevas, Aude are all up and down, box to box type wing backs. It does fit the personnel. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Greg Vanney likes. Greg Vanney has a system, and I don't think he likes to deviate from that system.
No.
So I don't see it happening, but it certainly could be possible.
It's not, like you said, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
So again, just to recap, Zonka's gone. I think that's good news for Galaxy and Zanka. I don't think it was a good fit. So Zonka's gone. Nascimento returns. That was a big question that we've had for weeks and weeks and weeks. So Nascimento's back. I'm not unhappy, but I'm not excited. Gio Reyna being linked possibly, another U22 being linked. Are Galaxy going to get a DP or a U22? That's a big question that's got to be answered. People are interested in Garces. Chucky Lozano's out at San Diego. Do we get him? Do we do anything? There's a lot of questions here. And there's not a lot of time left. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be very interesting next couple of weeks. And as usual, as soon as we end this podcast, huge news will hit.
Yeah.
And so the surest way to get Galaxy moving is to record a TFT Galaxy podcast. And then bam, let's sign somebody. Let's get rid of somebody. Let's do something.
Yeah, something will happen.
So that's all that. In the last little bit of news here, just to cover some former Galaxy players, there's a strange happening going on where Mark Delgado moved from LA Galaxy to LAFC. He was the first player to move from Galaxy to LAFC.
Yeah,
of course, we had players come from LAC to Galaxy in Edwards, Raheem Edwards. Well, now Tyler Boyd was waived from Nashville, and LAFC has picked up Tyler Boyd now. So fan favorite Tyler Boyd from a couple of years ago is now at LAFC. Mm-hmm. I'm not scared, but it makes me kind of sad. He was if you go back and look at Tyler Boyd and look at his history and his social media, you would see that Tyler Boyd grew up a Galaxy fan.
Yeah.
He was a Galaxy fan through and through. Then he played for Galaxy. So it's got to be weird playing for LAFC. We can only hope that he gets a PK in the playoffs and does what all good G's do and just send that thing to Rosie and send LAFC home. He's just another spy in their ranks.
Oh,
okay?
Man.
Master move by Tyler Boyd. Much respect.
The Mark Delgado. Oh man, that would be.
It's great. It's great. It's bound to happen.
Who's taking this penalty? I am. No, you're not, Tyler. Why not? Because I know where this is going.
That's kind of interesting news.
The one thing I can say though is it wasn't just straight across. It was he left the Galaxy, he went and played. The team that he was on decided not to keep.
Right.
He
has. I don't know if he has free agency because he's only been in the league like 3 years.
No, but either way, it would have been. What if the Nascimento stuff doesn't happen? Tyler Boyd gets waived, and then Galaxy just go like, oh.
I don't know.
I honestly, I would have liked him back. I didn't want him to leave in the first place.
I think he'd be good for a depth piece, but he's not going to start, right? I doubt he starts at LAFC.
No. But anyway.
So, anyways, that's some news. Miguel Berry also signed, not in MLS, but he's at the Charleston Battery. That's good for him. I don't know why you're laughing, Chris. There's nothing funny about this.
I will tell you why.
Why?
So, my dad having moved to South Carolina for work.
Took Barry with him, huh?
Well, he frequents the Charleston Battery games.
There you go.
And he not the biggest fan of Miguel Berry. I don't think a lot of us were. I think we just saw it as a
Miguel Berry is a great guy.
He's fantastic. He's probably a fantastic guy.
He actually did score a couple pretty big goals, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot of goals, but
yeah. But the news came out and I immediately sent it to him. And he was just like, "Oh, great."
Oh, well, he landed somewhere and he's continued his soccer career. So good for him. Julian Araujo did make the move to Celtic. We covered that a couple of weeks ago, and he started his first 2 games there, and so that's good news.
Yeah.
I don't know who he's playing for anymore because they fired Wilfred Nancy, but
He's playing for Celtic.
Sorry, I don't know who's coaching them anymore.
There you go.
I meant who he's playing for in terms of who his coach is.
Got it.
So, anyways, Araujo is at Celtic, and so far off to a pretty good start. So that's another good G to follow. And then the last bit of news we have here is, I think the road to recovery has been canceled on the YouTube page and has been replaced by Sculpting Kobe Jones.
Yeah, he gets his statue this year.
Carving an Icon Episode 1, which is going through the statue making of the new statue that's going to go in Champions Circle of Kobe Jones.
Are they going to prank him like they did with David Beckham?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I saw the preview of this one wasn't out. I don't know I think it is out now, but I saw the preview and he seemed quite like in awe.
Here's a question. Are they going to give him his dreads? Or are they going to give him that kind of twisty fro that he had? What's the hairstyle they're going to give Kobe Jones in the statue?
I don't know. Maybe half and half.
That's an
You never know, I don't know. But I really am happy for Kobe Jones because even in the preview of this episode, you see him seeing it. And you could just see he's so happy and proud to have the statue. Like, it just makes me happy to have players around the club that, like I've said before, that love the club and continue to be part of the club. And Kobe Jones is one of them. So
and for everything that he did and continues to do for the Galaxy, he deserves it.
Absolutely. I guess that's it. Do you have anything else? Any comments or replies to anybody?
No, we did get an email though.
We did get an email. The email is an 8-bulleted manifesto. No, it's not. But the email basically agrees with much of what we said. Yeah. And they agree with you. Paintsel needs to play the number 9. It's a good option, which is true. I mean, it's a good option. I don't think Greg Vanney agrees, and I disagree with Greg Vanney in that. I think
it just gives such a different
dynamic. Does. Every time he plays he's pretty successful. Well, and then the forward comes back, fit or whatever, and then he goes back to the side, and it's kind of like, well, why don't we just keep trying this forward thing?
And reading it, the thing was Paintsel up top through the 9, Peck on one side, Cuevas on the other. And it was because those 3 guys running at you at full chat, there are very few defenses, if any, who could match that in terms of stride for stride speed.
But what's crazy to me is I think everyone agrees with you except Greg Vanney, which is insane.
Yeah.
Because one way to fix the offense is to play Cuevas. Every time he plays, there's an assist. He scores a goal. Something happens.
Yeah.
Like, play Cuevas.
And he can
give us some dynamic play down the wing and get those crosses in.
And he can usually do that with like 10, 15 minutes. Imagine what he could do with a full game.
Yeah. Game in, game out, learning and getting better and getting more fit and learning from mistakes and play Cuevas. Okay.
I agree.
And that's what this message says by Mr. SR over here. He also mentions Kevin De Bruyne. I haven't thought about this. Christian Eriksen
would be an interesting one. Yeah. I think Kevin De Bruyne, the problem is if Kevin De Bruyne decides to make any sort of MLS move, San Diego has his discovery rights.
This discovery right BS again.
Stupid.
I'm getting angry towards the end of this podcast.
It's really stupid. I just think he kind of found a
Who has his discovery rights?
San Diego. from now on, every player in Europe, the Galaxy basically just have to call dibs.
Well, here's the thing about here's the thing about Discovery List. You could only have 5 people on it. So you can only get 5.
What if you cross over with?
You can, in which case you would be second on the list. And then if you try to sign him, that means whoever's first, in this case San Diego, would have 5 days to make like a bona fide offer
It's so weird.
to the player.
It's so stupid.
It is really stupid.
But I think out of those two, Christian Eriksen would be the most likely, just because Kevin De Bruyne has found a very nice home at Napoli.
The thing is, you never know, right? You just never know, because one thing with these DP contracts is the Galaxy can pay more probably than they're getting paid in other places. Many places in Europe.
Yeah.
At their age, they're probably, I bet you the Galaxy can offer these players more money than they're getting paid right now.
And that's fine. I just think that Kevin De Bruyne, with everything that he's doing at Napoli, how well they're doing, the time that he's getting. It's not like he went to Napoli and he's just kind of on an Italian holiday. He's starting. He's playing all this time. He's a key contributor. Him and Scott McTominay in that midfield are driving that forward. I'm pretty sure they are first in Serie A.
I think they're in first right now.
Yeah, and they're playing Champions League, all this stuff. I think, I mean, at least from this side of it, it sounds like everything for Kevin De Bruyne to be happy. Is he happy? We have no idea. But it just sounds like someone who's been in Europe for a long time. It just sounds like the perfect combination.
It sounds perfect for Galaxy if they can get him.
Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah, I think that's a great one. But yeah, I think it's going to be very, very, very difficult to get that.
Could you imagine his red flowing locks? It would be like Alexi Lawless reborn in a Galaxy jersey.
No comment. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what this email says. And we agree with everything. Maybe Greg Vanny will agree with us finally this year and play Cuevas.
Greg Vanny, my salary is not very expensive. I can be the idea man.
Yeah, I just whisper in your ear every 5 minutes. Let's put Cuevas in.
Yeah. Starting lineup, is Cuevas in it?
Man, we're really struggling to create opportunities. Let's put Cuevas in. Man, no one can cross the ball. Let's put Cuevas in. We're really missing a little bite and just a lot of work engine. Let's put Cuevas in. But we'll see. Things are going to start soon here, and we'll hopefully have some game footage and stuff to talk about very soon.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited now that we're kind of coming out of hibernation, out of the off season,
and there's so many questions.
Yes.
So many questions for what the front office is going to do still, what Greg Vanny's thinking, where players are going to play. Will Cuevas be a Galaxy player? Will Garces be a Galaxy player? Where is Hawk going to play? Is Paintsel going to be stuck on the side? What are we going to do with the DP slot? Or are we going to get into the U22? There's so many questions.
Yeah. And once everything starts happening on the field, then, it'll give us a lot more to talk about in terms of breaking it down, and it'll be nice.
It will be nice. A nice change from just talking about rumors the entire time.
Yeah.
And what could be. So I think that's about it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hopefully things are going to get ramped up here pretty soon, and we'll be watching our G's back on the field. Hopefully winning. We can't go 16 games, right, without a win. That'd be ridiculous. So we'll see how the Glesnes Hawk reign begins, and we'll be here next week, hopefully with some more news. Next week will still not be the opening of the window. We'll still be in late January. So
we're going to go a couple weeks without.
But I imagine something's going to happen. Something's been happening every week with the Galaxy. So someone will be here, someone will be gone, some new rumor will come up, and we'll be here to talk about it. And we thank you for listening. So thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, leave a comment on the video. Send us an email, and we'll get to it on the pod.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for sending us email. Thanks for leaving comments. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys all next week. See ya.
Thanks, guys.